Welcome today, guys. Today we are going to see what we call a widget. What do we call a widget? What do we call a widget? Welcome to today's lesson, and by the end of this lesson you are going to understand what we call a widget. Okay, what do we call a widget and how do you create a widget? Okay, in Flutter everything is a widget. A widget is a basic building block of a Flutter app's user interface. Each widget is an element that controls part of the screen or layout. In the analogy in this, I mean, think of widgets as Lego pieces you can combine, which you can combine together to create something bigger like a house, a car, or anything you can imagine. Why widgets? Widgets define the visual and the functional structure of the UI. They are mutable. What I mean, once created, they do not change. Widgets can represent anything like text, buttons, images, or even the entire layouts. Types of widgets. Okay, we have two types of widgets. One we can say we have what we call the stateless widgets. Also we have what we call the stateful, what we call the stateful widgets. Please, I'm going to explain everything. What is the difference between these two types of widgets? Okay, in short, let me first give you in short. Okay, a stateless widget do not change during the runtime. For example, a text or a text label or an icon, whereas a stateful widget, so sorry, here it's a single error, while a stateful widget can change their state during the runtime. Example, a button that toggles between two states. For example, you may want that when someone clicks, this button changes from black to red. So that's what we call the stateful widget. Okay, let us start with having an example of a stateless widget. For example, let us start. Here we have our main function, void main, inside the bracket we have run app. So let us have an example of a stateless widget. Please, I'm going to go slow. If you do not understand the things, do not worry. I told you can understand these things slowly by slowly. Let us start by making a stateless widget. For example, class my app extends stateless widget. Are you seeing? After here we have to put the curly brackets. It extends the stateless widget. The stateless widget is going to override It's going to override what? It's going to override the widget build context. Are you seeing? It's going to override the build. Let me delete the automated data because it will disturb you. So it's going to the build, the widget build. It's going to be overridden. Okay, the class my app extends stateless widget. which is going to override the widget build context. So let me delete this because they will disturb you. Let us put them ourselves. So here, inside here, our curly brackets, what we are going to return here, you are going to return after overriding the build context. What are we going to return? Okay, we are going to return material. Please, you will understand these things slowly but slowly. This is a start. You may not understand some of the things. Do not worry. It's going to return the material app. The material app, this is the on default responsible for the application of the Android, but the same thing can work on Apple application or anything. So the material app, we will put the bracket, but here do not forget the material app. Do not forget the semicolon. Now inside the material app, we are going to have home. The home. Home. In the home, what are we going to have in the home? When you want to make a page or a screen, we make what we call, we put the other elements in the scaffold. We are going to have in the home, we are going to have a scaffold. Okay, we are going to have a scaffold. Now in the scaffold, what do we have in the scaffold? In the page, always we have the app bar. We are going to have the app bar. Like which type of app bar? We are going to have like which type of app bar? Sorry. We are going to have the app bar. Like which type of app bar? Let's have the app bar. This is the type of the app bar. Okay, now which app bar? In the app bar, what do we have always in the app bar? In the app bar, always we have in the app bar, in the app bar, always we have what we call a title. A title. Sorry, it's a single T. It's a title. Now in the title, we may have a text. We may have a text. Like in the text, we are going to put a string. For example, we can name it the widget example. Widget example. Now we have put a title. Now we also have to get a body, but also a body we have to put it in the scaffold. Now here is the scaffold. When you want to know where is the scaffold, here there is a comma. The scaffold here also we are going to put a body inside the scaffold, but below the app bar. So you have to enlighten here. Here is the app bar, so the scaffold ends here. So we have to put our body inside here. So we are going to have a body. We are going to have our body. In the body, what are we going to be with in the body? We are going to center our something. What can we center? Let us center a text. So we have to first say we have to bring the brackets. Let us create a space. So we have the child inside the center. We are going to let us have a text. Yeah, let us center a text. I showed you the text. It's a string, so we have to put it in the quotes. Like you can say, hello Flutter. This is our example of, so we are going to make an application which is saying hello Flutter. Okay, we are getting an error. The error we have an error here. We made a mistake here. It has to be a smaller p. So always you are going to be finding errors, my dear. So we've made an application with the up bar saying widget example. Then in the middle we have the hello Flutter. Then we are going to run this thing and we see if we get the results here. Let us just restart it. It has, okay, we have got, this is the page we have created here. Okay, this is the type of the stateless widget. It does not change. Yeah, this is our app we have created. For example, here we can change the color of the app bar. For example, we can where's the app bar? For example, we can see the app bar. The app bar, here is the app bar. We can change its color. For example, we can put here. If you want to get the suggestion of the elements or the things that can be changed in that element or in that widget, you press Ctrl and you press a space. You can get the suggestions of the things you can change. For example, have the background color. Here you can say, for example, colors. Say colors. Colors red. So let us hold till red. Now you see the color has changed to red. So this is how we play with the application. And now let me also drop you an example of the stateless widget. Please, we shall see many apps, many examples of these things as we are going. Let me just copy and paste for you an example of the stateless widget here, and I just show you. Let me just, I have a code here. This is the code. Let me just copy it. Copy. For example, do not mind with the errors. So I just wanted to show you an example of the stateless widget, because by now, as we are just starting, you may not understand it. So we are going to find such things in the later stages. So this is an example of a stateful widget. A stateful widget. The first one has been the stateless widget. Now this is the stateful widget. Always the stateful widget has two classes. As you see, the class, for example, here is the counter widget, which when you tap, it will change the counter. For example, you start by declaring the first class. A class counter widget extends a stateful widget, which will overwrite the counter widget state. And again, also here, you come again and you declare another widget. By now, I'm not going to go far in the stateful widget, but we are going to see the stateful widget in the later stages. For now, let me first skip the stateful widget. For now, let me first delete this. Guys, we are going to see this in the next videos. Do not worry, because by now it may disturb you. Do not worry for now. Okay, the example we've made up, it's of a stateless widget, the first example we've seen. Now let us continue what we call a widget tree. Widgets are organized in a tree structure called the widget tree. always you have the parent widget and the child widget. For example, let's say, for example, we say the scaffold. Let's say, for example, the scaffold. When we put the scaffold, always in the scaffold we have things like, always we have things like the up bar. The up bar. You see, in the up bar, we may have a type of up bar which we call the up bar. You will see these things later, do not worry. In most cases, you will see things which you do not understand at to the beginning, but in the end, you will understand them. Here we have to get brackets. Then the up bar, always we have text. The up bar may have the text. Let us delete this. Above we have text. We have text. Text, which may be, which is a string. You can say example. Why are we getting errors? Okay, no worries, because these are outside the class, the Helen class. So I just want you to show you example. So scaffold, the scaffold is a parent widget. Then an up bar is a child. Then when you go down the up bar, we have a text. So this is the child. So a text is the child of the up bar, and the up bar is the child of the scaffold. So that what it looks like in Flutter. A widget can be inside the widget, inside another widget, and inside another widget. That's what we call a tree. So for now, we shall see more about the widgets. But a widget, just we have children. We can have a child. When you have more than one child, those become the children. So guys, do not worry. We are going to be seeing more about the widget in the later videos. Do not worry. Thank you. Please just do not forget to follow me for more lessons. Just tap the subscribing button so that you do not miss my daily videos I drop, and let us meet in another lesson.